Let me help you with your vision, they losing their sight here. Time to send the world a message they might hear. Like meat meals, I'm making it quite clear. I'm chasing my dreams and fighting my nightmares. I'm going real hard, I'm talking words you understand, I'm talking real bars. I'm going everywhere, you know I'm talking real far. Yeah, it's time to raise a toast to this thing to the love the most. As I go from coast to coast, I'm talking north side, I'm talking south side, I'm talking east side, I'm talking west side. I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, it's time to let you know how I spit it when I flow. When I go and light a fuse and I set to let it blow. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, time to check my status and the GOAT is with it be. And you know I'm over 30, so my level is a G. And I may be from the hood, but I'm way beyond these streets. And my pockets hate a diet, so they always down to eat. Even though they screaming fame, and it's always spelling me. And I'll never hang it up till my mission is complete. And I'm looking at you haters, I suggest you take a seat. Cause it's all fun and games to a killer show his teeth. This is for them cats that be screaming homies. Claiming that you're real, but we know you're phony. Now I'm chilling with my sons, they my one and only. Like the Turner brothers, yeah, we screaming lions only. Step into this den, I welcome all who will dare. Never met a David, tell me whom shall I fear? Gotta rep the nation, black and gold is what I wear. If you look to your left, to your right, I'm everywhere. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide.
And we're live here at Woodland Hills, home of the Woodland Hills Wolverines, for Thursday night volleyball action as Woodland Hills takes on Indiana here in a varsity matchup. I'm Stan Beckton, and you're watching live on the Roxamore Sports Network. Today's matchup, you have the Woodland Hills Wolverines taking on Indiana. Woodland Hills is 0-2 so far on the season, and they'll enter this game looking for their first individual game win. Of course, there has been tournament play so far. For Indiana, the Little Indians, they're 2-1 so far on this season. To get a little bit of their past game action here to set the stage for tonight, Woodland Hills last played on Tuesday, September 14th against Keski Area High School, where they lost 3-0. Before that, they last played on September 7th, where they lost 3-2 in a close matchup against McKeesport. Indiana, their last game also was on Tuesday, and they defeated McKeesport by a score of 3-0. Before that, they defeated Plum by a score of 3-0 and then lost to Franklin to open the season with a 3-2 loss. Tonight's matchup will be an exciting game as the Wolverines have a freshman-laden roster versus the heavy upperclassmen roster of the Little Indians. Some things that you might want to watch for in tonight's game is how do the players play around the net. Earlier, as they were setting up for this game, the net did fall, and they spent about a good 5 to 10 minutes trying to set up that net and get it back ready for gameplay. It's about 15 minutes remain before the opening serve. To give you guys a little bit of who's on this Woodland Hills team, I'll run down the roster for you all. Once again, we're live here on the Roxamore Sports Network for Thursday night volleyball action. The Woodland Hills roster is as follows. Number 2, Sadie Boyd, a sophomore. Number 3, Kayla Walter, junior. Number 7, Nissa Boyd, senior. Number 10, Sarah Bauer, freshman. Number 21, Alana Danolo, freshman. Number 22, Alana Williams, senior. She's also the captain of this Woodland Hills Wolverines team. Number 23, Helen DeCrust, freshman. Number 30, Jada Shafino, junior. Number 27, Sunrise Meyer, senior. And last but not least, number 28, Cynthia Burnham, junior. And for the Indiana Little Indians, their roster is as follows. Number 2, Hannah Mogul, senior. Number 3, Peyton Ream, senior. Number 4, Lily Cunningham, senior. Number 5, Abby Huey, junior. Number 6, Audrey Josephson, senior. Number 9, Julia Runge, junior. Number 10, Macy Lorelli, junior. Number 11, Sarah Mady, senior. Number 14, Emily Mady, senior. Number 15, Alex Ball, junior. Number 16, Natalie Schaefer, senior. Number 17, Lizzie Lubold, senior. Number 22, Mia Siaka, senior. Number 23, Katie Kovalich, junior. And number 28 or number 29, Lauren Brocious. So as you can see, these teams are full of players excited for tonight's action. You can see they're warming up a little bit here as Woodland Hills' coach is helping out with their warm-up. And we'll be having our opening serve in a little over 14 minutes here on the Roxamore Sports Network. I'm Stan Beckton, and you're getting ready to watch some exciting Thursday night volleyball action. And we'll be right back after these commercials here on the Roxamore Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Lisa Baldwin with Remax Select Realty. My experience and my commitment makes everything I touch turn to sold.
Call Lisa Baldwin at 724-933-6300 extension 489 or go to selecthomefinder.com.
Hey kid, let me tell you about the Soul Pit, and I want you to let everybody know about it. Soul Pit is what's happening in and around your city. Soul Pit is on the internet and around the globe. Soul Pit is on your block and in your car. Soul Pit is in your ear. It's in your hair. It's everywhere. Soul Pit is the latest news, hottest styles, culture, education, information, and more. It gets you ready for things to come. Hey kid, you know what the Soul Pit really is? It's a little something extra for your soul.
Hi, welcome to Fit for Boxing Club.
Here at Fit for Boxing, you'll find a fast, fun, and effective workout where you can burn up to 1,000 calories.
Come try a free class at Fit for Boxing, where beginners are always welcome. It's fun for the whole family, people of all ages. Old or young, it doesn't matter. In addition to our trainer-led workouts, we also offer private lessons, community fundraiser and team building events for local companies and more.
Hi, my name's Mary. I've been a member at Fit for Boxing for a little over a year now. If you need to get a good workout in, come to Fit for Boxing, and Rich and his staff will take care of each and every one of you.
Fit for Boxing Club is located in Hampton Township, just outside of the city of Pittsburgh on William Flynn Highway. Come learn how to box and have fun. Call Fit 4 Boxing Club at 412-213-3584 or visit our website at www.fit4boxingclub.com.
Want to put a spotlight on some of these kids who could be going places, and we want to be there to help them get to the next level, whether it be Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA, junior college, wherever they want to go. We want to support them and get them to the top.
We have some pretty successful and high-level bowlers that were able to gain exposure through Roxamore Sports Network. And so for me, the decision was a no-brainer from the standpoint of it elevated the profile of our athletic department, it elevated the profile of our school district, and most importantly, it elevated the profile of our student athletes.
To bring light and a mic to a situation to make a difference. That's what Roxamore has always meant to me.
What surprised me the most about Roxamore is, well, how dedicated it was.
So I'd absolutely recommend Roxamore Sports Network, and why is simply because Roxamore Sports Network is in it for the business of helping kids.
Delivering a sports experience like no other. That makes you say, oh, that's all right. As an old man would once say, that's all right.
Trouble can find anyone. At Frank Walker Law, we take the time to understand your situation and work tirelessly on your behalf. Hard-hitting representation when you need it the most. A real law firm getting real results.
Hello, I'm Leon Rockymore, founder and CEO of Roxamore Sports, Media, and Ministries. The beginning of Grief from Home Services, it was an epiphany moment for me. I had a relative that recently passed away during this COVID-19 epidemic. I had family members up and down the East Coast, down in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, all the way up. The funeral was here in Pittsburgh. The funeral home would let no more than 10 people in to view the body. I said, you know what? They're not going to get an opportunity to have closure with my family member, with their family member. And so it began. I began to say, why not take what we have, what we've done with the sports network, and now open up a new department in Roxamore and make a new platform for Grief for Home Services. It's a ministry because it's service, and we are here to serve. We want to help families be able to still attend the funeral. We will go there, stream it for you, and you'll be able to watch it in real time with the loved ones who are there. Sometimes we just don't want to be alone. And we want the families who are grieving for their loved ones to know that they're not alone, that Roxamore is in this with you. I am in this with you. We stand together to help you grieve, to help you have closure, and to help support you through these difficult times until it passes. And this too shall pass. But we will be here ready to serve you, your family, and your friends. May God be with you. May God bless you and keep you during this difficult time.
And we're live here at Woodland Hills, home of the Wolverines, for exciting Thursday night volleyball action as Woodland Hills takes on Indiana here in the third game of the season for the Wolverines here on the Roxamore Sports Network. I'm Stan Beckton, and we're live here at Woodland Hills. Woodland Hills enters this game with a record of 0-2 to face the Little Indians, who have a record of 2-1 so far on the season. Woodland Hills last played on Tuesday, where they unfortunately lost 3-0 to Keesky Area High School. Before that, they played on September 7th, where they lost 3-2 against McKeesport. For Indiana Little Indians, they also played last Tuesday, where they were able to defeat McKeesport by a score of 3-0. Their last two games before that were September 7th and September 9th, where they lost to Franklin 3-2 and defeated Plum 3-0, respectively. One thing to watch for in this game is how do the players play around the net. Earlier during the warm-ups, the net did collapse, so it'll be interesting to see how those players play near that net and if it can hold up for the entire game. Once again, we're live here on the Roxamore Sports Network. I'm Stan Beckton, and you're getting ready to tune in to some exciting Thursday night volleyball action. As you can see now, the teams are warming up. There's a little bit over 2 minutes and 30 seconds left before we'll get our opening serve. And one player to watch here on the Woodland Hills varsity volleyball team is number 22, Alana Williams. She's a senior, she's a team captain, and as you can see in these warm-ups, she's getting some great sets, getting her team ready for this Thursday night action. Once again, we're live on the Roxamore Sports Network. The 0-2 Woodland Hills Wolverines searching for their first win against the 2-1 Indiana Little Indians. And to give you guys a brief roster rundown here for Woodland Hills and Indiana, we'll start off with Woodland Hills Wolverines. Number 2 on Woodland Hills, Sadie Boyd, sophomore. Number 3, Kayla Walter, junior. Number 7, Nissa Boyd, senior. Number 10, Sarah Bauer, freshman. Number 21, Alana Danolo, freshman. Number 22, Alana Williams, senior. Number 23, Helen DeCrust, freshman. Number 30, Jada Shafino, junior. Number 27, Sunrise Myers, senior. Number 28, Cynthia Burnham, junior. For the Indiana Little Indians varsity volleyball team, their roster is as follows. Number 22, Hannah Mogul, senior. Number 3, Peyton Ream, senior. Number 4, Lily Cunningham, senior. Number 5, Abby Huey, junior. Number 6, Audrey Josephson, senior. Number 9, Julia Runge, junior. Number 10, Macy Lorelli, junior. Number 11, Sarah Mady, senior. Number 14, Emily Mady, senior. Number 15, Alex Ball, junior. Number 16, Natalie Schaefer, senior. Number 17, Lizzie Lubolt, senior. Number 22, Mia Siaka, senior. Number 23, Katie Kovalchik, junior. And number 28, or number 29, Lauren Brocious, senior. You have a upperclassman-laden Indiana Little Indians team getting ready to take on a team here at Woodland Hills that has 3 freshmen and 1 sophomore on their team. As the clock now says 0-0, and we are getting ready to have the opening serve here on the Roxamore Sports Network. I'm Stan Beckton, live here at Woodland Hills for the matchup between the Wolverines and Little Indians. And as the teams prepare and get their coaches and players to talk amongst one another before the game officially starts, we're going to talk about a little bit of the past games here for Woodland Hills. So Woodland Hills has only won 2 sets so far in their season. So they'll be able to try to get that first win, and they'll try to respond from a game on Tuesday where they didn't get any wins. And now for the Indiana, they're on a 2-game winning streak so far, so they'll try to pick up their 3rd straight win here. And in each of their 2 wins so far this season, they have not allowed a single set to be won. As we get ready to pause for the national anthem. And with the national anthem concluded, we'll get ready for Thursday night volleyball action here on the Roxamore Sports Network.
Junior, number 5, Abby Huey.
As they begin to announce the starting lineups here for Indiana.
Emily Madden. Junior, number 28, Lauren Brocious. Senior, number 3, Peyton Green. Senior, number 22, Mia Sioko. Senior, number 17, Lizzie Lubel. And senior, number
And we're now getting ready to announce the starter for Woodland Hills. First starter, number 10, Sarah Bauer, freshman. Number 21, Alana Donalo, freshman. Number 23, Helen DeCrust, freshman. Number 2, sophomore, Sadie Boyd, sophomore. Number 8, Connor Vasquez. Number 3, Kayla Walter, junior. Number 28, Cynthia Burnham, junior. Number 30, Jada Shafino, junior. Number 7, Nisa Boyd, senior. Number 22, Alana Williams. She's also the captain here of the Woodland Hills volleyball team. And last but not least, number 27, Sunrise Myers, senior. And the Woodland Hills Wolverines are led by Coach Lewis. And now the opening starting lineups are out here for both the Woodland Hills Wolverines and the Indiana Little Indians. And as you can see, Woodland Hills will be taking the opening serve. Back to serve is number 30, Jada Shafino, junior. And that is an ace to open the game for Jada Shafino. As number 22 sets the ball for Cynthia Burnham, and she's able to get the point on that rally for the Woodland Hills Wolverine. Woodland Hills now leads 2-0 here in the opening set. And another great play by number 28, Cynthia Burnham. That is back-to-back rallies scored by Burnham here to open this game. And Alana Williams was unable to get that one on the dig, so it's now 3-1 here in the first set. And Indiana will get to their serve now. And that is an ace there for Emily Maddie, as number 10, Sarah Bauer, was unable to get the dig. Maddie with her second consecutive ace here on Indiana's serve, and that has tied the game 3-3. And that's number 17, Lizzie Lubo on the kill. Indiana leads 4-3 here in the opening set. Alana Williams with the set there. And that point goes to Indiana as Woodland Hills touched the net there on that one. So after getting a 3-0 lead, Indiana has scored 5-0 here against the Wolverines. As Indiana prepares for the kill. A great dig there by freshman Sarah Bauer. This is an exciting rally here in the opening set. This point there goes to Lizzie Lubold and the Little Indians. And Coach Lewis is coaching out the Wolverines here as they try to get back some momentum here in the opening set. And that kill landed out of bounds, so Woodland Hills now has put a stop to that 6-0 run by the Little Indians. And that was Alana Williams back to serve there. Her first serve of the afternoon goes out. Now back to serve for the Little Indians, Peyton Ream. And they just touched the net on that one, so point to the Indians on that one. Peyton Ream back to serve again for Indiana. As that one just grazed over the net. And number 10, Sarah Bauer, was unable to get it. When it hit the net, it kind of changed the direction that that ball was headed. As that one goes off the arms of Nisa Boyd. She's a senior here for this Wolverines team. As Cynthia Burnham gets her third kill of the afternoon, or evening, excuse me. And she now goes back to serve here for the Wolverines. That's number 21, Alana Donolo there by the net making that play. Point Wolverines on that one, as number 5, Abby Huey, was unable to tip that ball over the net. 10-6, Little Indians. As that one was spiked over by Emily Mady. As we now have our first substitution of the game here for Woodland Hills, as I'm trying to see that number. That's number 7, Nisa Boyd, checking in the game. Actually, excuse me, it's number 3, Kayla Walter. She's a junior here for the Wolverines. And that one falls short. Score is now 7-12. Keep in mind, first to 25 wins the set. Must win by 2. Back now to serve is Sunrise Meyer. She is the fourth lady to serve here for the Woodland Hills Wolverines. As that one goes short. And number 23, Helen DeCrust, has now subbed in for Sunrise Meyer, number 27. Helen DeCrust is one of 3 freshmen here on this varsity Woodland Hills volleyball team. A good set there from number 22, Alana Williams, to number 21, Alana Danolo. A good Alana to Alana connection there results in the points for Wolverines. 13-8, Indiana. Back to serve now, Sarah Bauer. Another one of those freshmen here on this Wolverine team. As that one is an ace right against the back line there. And that is Woodland Hills' first ace since the opening serve of the game. As that one goes up into the ceiling there from the libero, Woodland Hills has cut this lead down to 3 here in the opening set. And that's 3 straight aces for Sarah Bauer here in the first set of this game. That's the Indians with the kill there. The lead is now back to 3 here in the opening set. And it will be Indiana's serve. Back to serve is Abby Huey. As that one landed in no man's land and results in the ace there for Huey. A good dig there from number 23, Helen DeCrust. And Woodland Hills gets the point after that exciting rally. And that one bounced all the way into the stands here. 16-12.
Serves for Indiana.
And Wolverines get the point there on that one, 17-13.
Serving for the Wolverines, Jada Shafino.
Jada Shafino back to serve.
Ball short, Indiana point.
And a little miscommunication there on that set by Alana Williams. Number 28, Cynthia Burnham, and number 27, Sunrise Myers were unable to decide who was going to go for the kill. 3 straight digs there from the Wolverines. And Indiana touched the net there on that kill, so point goes to the Wolverines. 19-14. And point Wolverines there. That's a little bit of a lining up error there by Indiana. Back to serve number 22, Alana Williams. As that one lands out of bounds. And that's Williams with the serve. That's number 22, Mia Sioka with the kill. The Little Indians are now 5 points away from getting the win. That one skies in the air for Nisa Boyd. Point Indiana. Abby Huey with the kill. (22-16) now. Indiana. Back to serve is Peyton Ream. She has a couple aces so far here in this opening set. And a great play there by Nisa Boyd. And that one was very close to the line. Nisa Boyd was calling that one out, but the refs decided differently as the score is now 23-16. And you now have a timeout, Woodland Hills. So it's a 1-minute timeout, and as we get a break in the action, Woodland Hills trails 16-23 here in this opening set. Most of their success so far has come while Sarah Bauer was back there on the serve. She has 3 consecutive aces at one point here in this opening set and was able to get Woodland Hills as close as 2 points away from tying this game back up. Now you can see a couple of the JV players are getting some reps in the middle of the court as Indiana gets out of that timeout a little early. Just 2 points away from getting that opening set. It is Indiana's serve here. Back to serve is Peyton Ream. And that is an ace. That's number 3, Kayla Walter, was unable to handle that one with the dig.
Match point for the Indians.
It's now match point. Peyton Ream back to serve. As that one lands just out of bounds. As Cynthia Burnham unable to handle it. Actually, they change it back, and it's now 24-17, Indiana. So it's still match point for Indiana, but Cynthia Burnham is back to serve, so she can try to get this game back in reach. And Mia Siaka was able to get just enough on that one. as Indiana now wins the first set 25-17 behind a lot of aces in that first set. For Indiana, when Peyton Ream was back to serve, she was able to put some power on those serves. And we'll be right back here on the Roxamore Sports Network here after this commercial break. And we're live here on the Roxamore Sports Network for exciting Thursday night volleyball action. And you won't want to miss right after this exciting Thursday night comedy as the Rock Comedy Show Episode 4 premieres at 9 p.m. on the Roxamore Sports Network. You don't want to miss it. That'll be coming on right after this volleyball game here at Woodland Hills. Indiana leads Woodland Hills 1-0 after winning that last set 25-17. The Wolverines will look to respond and try to get back on the right track here in the second set. There's about a minute left, a minute 15 seconds left here. The Wolverines will try to get back on the board. They had a long gap in their scoring, actually. It wasn't until Sarah Bauer in that opening set, a freshman for this Wolverines team, got 3 aces in a row, cut the deficit down to 2. But then Peyton Ream got back to serve for Indiana and got the distance back. And Woodland Hills was unable to recover as they lost that first set. As they get ready, it looks like it'll be Indiana with the opening serve. And back to serve first to open this second is Emily Mady. She's a senior here on this senior-laden Indiana team. As Wolverines open with the first point of this second set. Back to serve now is Jada Shafina, a junior. And a dig by number 4, Lily Cunningham. A good set to respond from Williams. And it's an exciting rally as it's a back and forth amongst both teams. But Peyton Ream was able to spike that one right in the back left corner. That one's set for number 27, Sunrise Meyer. And that one grazes off the net, but still in. A great kill by Cynthia Burnham to stop that rally. 2-1, Woodland Hills. And the captain, Alana Williams, back to serve. That one set high in the air with a block from Myers and Burnham. That one set high once again for Myers. And that one hit the ceiling, so automatic point Indiana. That's Abby Huey with the kill there. And it's set there for Burnham. A great dig there by number 3, Kayla Walter. And point there goes to Indiana after that rally. And Sarah Bauer was unable to get that dig. 4-2. Back to serve for Indiana, number 17, Lizzie Lubo. And 3 straight digs there to open the rally. And great accuracy from Abby Huey there on that kill. Indiana has now won 3 straight. Back to serve once again, number 17, Lizzie Lubo for the Little Indians. Now one set in the air. As Burnham and Myers were unable to get the kill or get the block on that kill there. It's just a gentle set over the net there from number 5, Abby Huey. And that rally just out of reach there for number 22, Alana Williams. As Woodland Hills now takes their second timeout of the game. And one thing I'm noticing is that there is a lot of height here on this Indiana team. Abby Huey, number 5, who has a couple of kills, a couple of sets and blocks right over that net, is 5'10", pretty tall there. They also have number 10, Macy Lorelli, also listed as 5'10". There aren't too many heights here listed for this Indiana roster. Of course, they are the road team. And we're back from this brief timeout as Indiana is now serving. Up 7-2. And that's an ace from Lizzie Lubo. It's been Lubo and Ream back there to serve for the Little Indians most of the evening. As that dig unable to get any air or hang time underneath of it, another point goes to Indiana. As that one falls short, Woodland Hills now back to serve. Cynthia Burnham. And the block there by Woodland Hills. And that's another kill for Abby Huey. Standing at 5'10", right by the net. Back to serve now is number 22, Mia Siaka. That one's set right over the net. That grazed right over the block from Woodland Hills. And they called that one point Wolverines stopping the action because a little Indian player stepped right under the net there. You cannot cross that net line, that center court line. So now Wolverines get the point, and it's now 4-10 Wolverines. Back to serve, Sunrise Myers. Set in the air. Looks like they're just going to dig that one right over the net for the Indians. That one's set in the air once again. A long rally here as the Wolverines get that back over the net. And they'll go for the kill. And point Indiana. 11-4. So we'll now have a substitution. Helen DeCrust subs in for number 27, Sunrise Myers. And that one goes point Indiana, as that one goes right on the line. Ace for Abby Huey, who's now back to serve after having numerous kills so far on the evening. Another ace for Huey. So far, Huey is making her case for player of the game. Back-to-back aces. And that's 3 straight aces for Huey. And they'll now get a little bit more height in the game as Myers checks back in. $14-0 here in the second set of this evening game. 14-4, excuse me. As that one goes out, so Wolverines get the point and the serve. Indiana won the first set, 25-17. And that is an ace from Sarah Bauer. Just a freshman, already getting playing time on varsity. And that was 4 people to touch the ball on that one. So ace again for Bauer. That one digged in the air. Just tapped right over the net by number 14, Emily Maddie. She's one of 2 Maddies on this Indiana varsity team. Back to serve now is number 23, Katie Kovalchik for the Indians. As the ref goes over to the scorer's table. So we're here in the second set here on the Roxamore Sports Network. Exciting volleyball action. And don't forget to tune in right after this is over and check out the Rock Comedy Show, episode 4. At 9 p.m. on the Roxamore Sports Network. Back to serve for the Indians. And that one was right on the line, but point goes to the Indians on that kill. That one was a close call there. Doesn't seem like the refs have any favoritism for the home team so far. And that's a little miscommunication there on the back line for number 7, Nisa Boyd, and number 27, Sunrise Myers. point Indiana, 17-7. They have now expanded their lead to 10. That's their largest lead of the afternoon, or evening, excuse me. And that one went out on the serve, so point Wolverines. And they'll get to respond with the serve. Back to serve for the Wolverines this go around is freshman Alana Danola. She was actually working the concession stand, helping out, showing that she can be a good teammate early on for the JV game. That one's set in the air once again as they go for the kill. And that's a kill for the Little Indians once again as they now make a substitution as number 22, Mia Siaka, checks in for number 16, Natalie Schaefer. That is an ace for Indiana. Now 19-8. This is now the second set of this Thursday night volleyball game, Wolverines versus Little Indians. It's now 20-8, just 5 points away from winning the second match of the evening for the Indians. That one digged and set in the air. They go for the kill, but a great block there from a tag team of number 17, Lizzie Lubu, and number 22, Mia Siaka, right at the net for the block. 21-8, Indiana. And that dig skirted right under the net. So that goes down as an ace for number 14, Emily Maddie. They'll need a rally here as that one goes out of bounds. Point Woodland Hills Wolverines. There was a little hesitation on that one, but from my perspective, it was clearly out of bounds by at least a good 1 to 2 steps. But point Wolverines either way. They'll now get to serve, and hopefully they can hang on to try to make this set a little bit more interesting. A great dig there from number 30, Jada Shafino. And I wouldn't call that one a block there from the Wolverines. It looked like that attempt at a kill just didn't get over the net. So Woodland Hills didn't touch it, but they still get the point there to cut the lead back to 12. That one sets right over the net, but doesn't get enough over. So Woodland Hills with 3 straight points to cut this lead to 11. This lead was as large as 14. Back to serve was Jada Shafino. That one set in the air, followed by a dig. 2 people try to dig that one as it flies out of bounds. Woodland Hills now has cut the lead to 10. That one has some heat coming off the serve. That one was right on the line, and they'll give the point to Woodland Hills. That might be their first close call they've gotten this whole afternoon. They'll go for the dig, and that kill goes right over the net. The block was unable to get there. So a good 6-point run here for the Wolverines. All with Shafino back to serve. She's putting some heat on those serves, making it a little harder for them to control them on the digs. As that one goes to Indiana, as one of the feet for the Wolverines stepped over that center court line. Back to serve is Peyton Ream. She was a big reason as to why Indiana won that first set, and we now have a match point here with Ream back to serve once again. Or set point, excuse me. And that's an ace for Peyton Ream once again, as they now lead 2-0. And we'll be right back with this third set here on the Roxamore Sports Network. I'm Stan Beckton, and you're watching Thursday Night Volleyball live at Woodland Hills.
Hello, I'm Lisa Baldwin with Remax Select Realty. My experience and my commitment makes everything I touch turn to sold.
Call Lisa Baldwin at 724-933-6300 extension 489 or go to selecthomefinder.com.
And we're back live here on the Roxamore Sports Network here at Woodland Hills as the Wolverines are down 2-0 to Indiana. Indiana has won their last two games by 3-0, so they'll try to keep that winning streak going here in this potentially final set, Don't want to call things too early, as Woodland Hills has shown the ability to rally, as they're in that second set, they were able to go on a streak of about 7 or 8 runs, or 7 or 8 points to none. So they have been able to show that resilience. So if they can show that here, they may be able to come back and get the 3-2 victory. You don't want to miss what happens next here on the Roxamore Sports Network, as there are just about 20 seconds remaining between the start of the third set here. And you also don't want to miss the Rock Comedy Show coming on at 9 p.m., episode 4, here on the Roxamore Sports Network. So we have exciting volleyball action followed by the Rock Comedy Show this evening. Woodland Hills will start set 3 with the serve. Back to serve is Jada Schifino. She was a big reason as to why they were able to cut that gap down. That will go to Indiana on the kill on that one.
Audrey Josephson serves for Indiana.
Back to service, Audrey Joseph. A great dig there from number 3, Kayla Walter. Back-to-back great dig. She's showing her athleticism going from side to side on the court, and she gets a set there and is unable to get the dig over the net. Looked like it might have been a little bit of miscommunication there from the Wolverines, but you have to admire the effort there from Walter. And that's an ace from Audrey Josephson. And Indiana has shown the ability to have a lot of people go back there and serve for them this evening. That goes down as an ace to Josephson. Woodland Hills will need to respond with a rally here to try to keep this game in reach. As that one goes out, Woodland Hills will now get the chance to serve. Back to serve for the first serve for the Wolverines of this third set. As we'll get a brief break here as number 10, Sarah Bauer, subs into the game. But back to serve for the Wolverines is the captain, Alana Williams. And number 17, Lizzie Lubo with the kill. She's one of that tall lineup there on that front line for Indiana. We have number 5, Abby Huey, listed as 5'10", and they have about 3 or 4 people up there who stand right next to Huey and look like they're looking her eye to eye, so they have a tall team. And that one looked like it was another close call, but it goes to Indiana. Back to serve is Lubo. And Katie Kovalchik looked like she might be the tallest person for either team. And we'll have another serve change here as that serve went short. Back now to serve is the freshman, Sarah Bauer. And we have a timeout, Woodland Hills. So to give you guys a recap of the set so far this evening, or actually it looks like that timeout was canceled, so we'll give you that recap a little bit later here on the Roxamore Sports Network. Don't forget to check out the Rock Comedy Show, 9 p.m. tonight. Back to serve, Sarah Bauer. And that one will go to Indiana there. It looks like there might be a little bit of a rotation error there, but the serve will go to Indiana. As that one had height, speed, power, it had it all. As Macy Lorelli, the junior for Indiana, was able to get that one over the net. It's now 8-3. Keep in mind, first to 25 wins this set. Indiana is up 2-0. Must win by 2. And that one goes out. Point to the Wolverines. The larger lead of this game was 14 in that second set. Currently, it's 8-4, Indians. As that one was a little bit of back and forth there at the net. As that one set over the net. And that was an exciting rally. A back and forth there. That height for the Indians came to their advantage right there. Huey back to serve. She's had a lot of kills on the evening. And the Indians were unable to handle that block. The score is now 5-9. As number 23, Helen DeCrush, subs into the game for Sunrise Myers. Danilo, the freshman, back to serve. And a good block there from Woodland Hills. But they're able to get the rally, and Indiana's also able to get the point there. 5-10, 5-10. The Wolverines will need to capitalize off of those great plays they're making to come away with those points. They're making the plays, but they'll need to come away with the points. They look to come back from a 2-0. Back to serve is number 4, Lily Cunningham, as that one goes out. A little bit too much on that one. Another substitution. Well, that might have just been a quick substitution for a water break there for Myers. She's been playing a lot this afternoon, especially right up by the net, getting a lot of the kills for this Wolverines team. And that one goes right on the line. Is Shafino able to get another ace? Last time she served, she was able to get about 4 consecutive points for the Wolverines in that second to cut the lead. So now only down 3. She'll try to tie the game back up. Another good serve. They dig that one across the net for Indiana. They'll go for the kill. A little bit of finesse on that one. And it works out in the favor of Woodland Hills. 10-8. Shafina has been one of the best servers so far for Woodland Hills this evening. As that one hits the antenna, and you know what that means. It hits the antenna, it's out of bounds. Timeout Indiana to try to cut that short, as it should be 10-9, but they haven't updated the scoreboard here in the Woodland Hills Arena. And we'll have a 1-minute break for this timeout, so we'll give you a little bit of a set recap. Indiana leads 2-0 here in this third set. They finally changed the scoreboard back to 10-9. And Indiana won the first set 25-17 and won the second set 25-12. The first set was definitely more competitive than that second set, as Indiana was able to get that lead up to about 14 there in that second set. Now with the lead back to 1 after Shavino had a great couple of serves, they'll try to tie this game back up. Shafino back to serve once again. As that one just goes just short. But if I'm Woodland Hills, I keep Shafino back to serve the rest of this game, because she's shown the ability to show off some power on hers. It's made it a little bit hard to handle for that 2-1 Indiana team back there. Back to serve now is Audrey Josephson. She started off this set with a serve. And she'll start off that serve with an ace. She'll go back to serve once again. That one skies in the air. Easy dig there. And a great dig there from Woodland Hills, as that one was about to go under the net. Great job by her, not as that one is going to fall short on the rally. But great effort. Anytime you see bodies flying around on the floor, just know that's why they wear those knee pads, so they can put their all into this volleyball game. And a good save there by Myers to keep that from going under the net. And that one looked like it landed out, but it's a close call. Everybody in the fans over here is saying it went out, but they'll give the point to Indiana. It's now 14-9. They've had some difficulty stopping the Indiana serve, as that one skies high. And it'll sky high again, but it hit the ceiling, so that one will not count. And on that dig, it actually skied high. Almost looked like they were trying to shoot it in the basketball hoop here. Wonder that would have been a three-pointer. And a good kill from Cynthia Burnham. Jessa Jr., she's shown off her ability to get some much-needed kills for this Woodland Hills team. And now the captain is back to serve once again. That one landed short. And that's not the first time her serve has landed short. She had a little bit of difficulty getting the air needed to get it over the net, but it looks like her strategy is to get it to land right over. They get a good dig, but goes a little bit too close to the net. Now 17-10 for Indiana, excuse me. And they'll get the dig back as Burnham goes for the kill. And she'll get it. They're unable to handle it. So now Woodland Hills is trying to make that comeback. Only down 6 here in that third set. Of course, they are down 2-0. Looks like back to serve now will be Burnham after getting that kill. Showing off that versatility. And they'll go for the kill, but Woodland Hills able to get that block. That was a senior and a freshman combining for the block on that one. Alana Danolo and Sunrise Meyer by that net. They'll now go to the next rotation. Back to serve is Lubo. She's had some good success so far this evening. And that one looked like it might have been going out, but it goes right off the arms of the Wolverines as Indiana will get the point and they'll go up 19-11 and they'll have the serve. And the kill is unable to get over the net. Looked like that one bounced off the forearm there for Indiana. Point Wolverines, 19-12. Myers back to serve. And that one has some heat on it. But able to be handled. They'll go for the kill. But that one was unable to be blocked at the net there. So point Indiana, they'll get the serve. They're now 5 points away from winning this game. Keep in mind they did win their last 2 matches by scores of 3-0. So they'll try to keep this winning streak going with 5 points remaining between them and a victory. That one's set in the air, followed by the dig, and they'll dig that one right over the net. No chance for a kill there, but that one on the dig from Indiana, unable to get over the net, and when you're playing close by the net, you need to get that ball up in the air, and they were unable to do that. So point Wolverines, serve Wolverines. They'll try to keep this comeback effort alive. Bauer, the freshman, on that serve, and she'll respond with the dig. And now Indiana tries to rally. And they're unable to get the block right off the fingertips. There's Shafino and Danolo, excuse me. You have a senior-laden Indiana team now with the lead as that one goes out. So point Wolverines down 7 here in the third set. Danolo back to serve, but she's one of 3 freshmen on this Wolverines varsity team as that one goes into the net. So Indiana now just 3 points away, but and it's 2-0 here. Indiana won the first game 25-17, the second one 25-12. As they'll get an ace here. Now just 2 points away. Back to serve now is Lily Cunningham. A surprise move because when they needed to close out the sets in the first 2, they relied on Peyton Ream, number 3. As that one is an ace. I don't know what happened there. As that one looked like he was able to be digged, but now we have a game match point here for Indiana. Trying to keep that winning streak alive. They're on a 2-game winning streak. Won both by 3-0. Meanwhile, Woodland Hills lost their last game 3-0. As they'll dig that one up, dig it back, and they'll go for the finesse kill. And it's a good rally there and a great block there to keep it alive. So now they'll get the ball back to serve. Down 24-15. And back to serve is you-know-who, Jada Shafino. When they needed to make a comeback, Shafino got back there to serve. So she has a couple aces under her belt this evening. So if she can get another one, they'll keep this one back in the game. You hear the fans. They're calling her J Money. As that one goes out, so another point from a serve from Shafino. Seems like those serves really scrambled the Indiana defense. So once again, it's still a match point on the line. There's another. And J Money, as they call her, gets another ace. Keeping this game in reach for the Wolverines. As 1 point. And that'll be the game. As they win the game. 3-0 here on the Roxamore Sports Network. Indiana wins that final set 25-17. So Indiana wins the first set 25-17, wins the second set 25-12, wins the third set 25-17. Indiana defeats Woodland Hills here on that Thursday night, and they'll move their record to 3-1. So Indiana's record goes to 3-1. Woodland Hills goes to 0-3. Up next for Woodland Hills, they'll play Saturday in the Penn Trafford tournament, as will Indiana. So they may get a chance to play each other again, and Woodland Hills may get a chance to get revenge. But the next game for Woodland Hills individually will come on Tuesday, September 21st, where they will visit Plum. And then the game after that will be Thursday, September 23rd at Franklin. You don't want to miss next Tuesday, September 28th, where Woodland Hills returns home to play Penn Hills. And it will be broadcasted here on the Roxamore Sports Network. Up next on the Roxamore Sports Network, you have the Rock Comedy Show, Episode 4, 9 p.m. You don't want to miss it. You just had some exciting volleyball. There's no better way to top that off and with some exciting comedy after that. I'm Stan Beckton here on the Roxamore Sports Network. Once again, Indiana defeats Woodland Hills 3-0 to move their record to 3-1. Woodland Hills falls to 0-3. And you have just seen exciting volleyball action on the Roxamore Sports Network. I'm Stan Beckton, and this is a Roxamore Sports Network broadcast. All rights reserved to the CEO, Leon Rockymore. And thank you. And Roxamore Media, copyright this broadcast, all rights reserved once again. I'm Stan Beckton, and you have just seen an exciting volleyball action. Thank you for tuning in, and you don't want to miss the Rock Comedy Show at 9 p.m. Until next time.